between
Welcome to Le Castellet for the opening round of the European Le Mans Series. The 2022 season is set to be action-packed with 42 cars on the grid and the drivers impatient for the green flag to get the season underway. And what a better place to kick off the season than here in sunny south of France. Let's now hear from some of the drivers to see how they feel about being back racing on the European Le Mans Series.
I'm very happy to be back in ELMS after our title last year, you know. And with Prema, a new team, I think we have a lot ahead and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very happy to be with them this time and not against, because when you're against you usually lose, so hopefully we can do well together. The strength will be to communicate and move on fast. I enjoy the track, as many others on the ELMS calendar, and I'm always happy to be here at the Sun.
It's always nice to be with a new team and learn new faces and see how they work. And so far I've been very surprised of how professional, but also how the atmosphere is inside the team. It's very familiar.
I'm happy to be learning a new series and a new car this year. I'm enjoying the team very much, and my teammates as well. We get on very well. I think everybody is improving at a really impressive rate, and myself included. I'm trying to learn as much as I can.
Absolutely fantastic, you know, the racing format as well as the car are both, you know, brilliant. This is my first year in prototypes. United have a proven track record in this series, you know, with several wins and even a championship victory. So I think we're in good hands, and yeah, I think we'll have a successful season. Well, I hope anyway.
Really looking forward to being in such a special championship. It's very exciting, a lot of learning for me, to be honest, and that's what really motivates me. You've got very strong grid lineups, you've got really good manufacturers out there, so this is, you know, as they say, creme de la creme of GT racing.
Over the course of the season, we'll be taking you behind the scenes and following one team per race. So here in Le Castellet, we'll be following the 2019 ELMS champions, IDEX Sport.
Monsieur Pilet, donc juste pour info, vu les conditions de piste, là on va sortir. On fait juste un out-in, tu rentres. On va rester bien 10-15 minutes à l'intérieur, juste pour checker data, tout ça.
Ok.
Donc si tu veux sortir de la caisse, tu sors. Si tu as envie de rester, tu me dis.
Back-off dans le dernier virage et push. Back-off dans le dernier virage et push.
Copie, virage 11, box pass.
Il y a un truc que je comprends pas. C'est par exemple lâcher de frein. Ouais. On est sur le même rapport. Et là, moi, là je sous-vire et pas lui.
Toi, tu es en 2.
Ouais.
Si tu mettais la 3, peut-être que tu n'aurais pas ce sous-virage. Patrick, qu'est-ce que tu en penses?
Au bout d'un moment, elle pivote, mais elle pivote plus tôt que ce qu'elle pivote quand tu es en 2. Le problème, c'est que tu n'oses pas braquer.
Tu lâches pas assez tôt en fait.
Non, c'est que la connerie, c'est que je monte sur le vibrant à l'intérieur. Et après, je remets gaz qu'à partir de ce moment-là.
En termes de temp et frein, ton taux de rentrée, tu étais à 170 sur les arrières et 250 sur les avants. Donc l'avant, ça vient. L'arrière, il faudra peut-être un peu plus de temps. Donc n'hésite pas à en mettre.
Pardon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Et la couleur fait un gros gap, donc le seul souci pas de la coule, tu peux gérer avec la voiture devant.
Ah, c'est marrant, ils ont fait le même temps que nous. Ça allait plus vite.
Le deuxième secteur,
Ouais, c'est vite. Hein. Ouais, la piste, ça gomme. Hein.
Les gars, on se fait la précharge de diff et après on lève la voiture, on met les tréteaux en sécurité et comme ça le risque il peut checker comme ça.
Mais par contre, la pédale, le feeling pédale, pour moi, il est bon. Et moi, j'aime bien, ça fait quand même moduler comme il faut.
Ouais.
Après, pour moi, je sais pas comment on est en corner weight. À mon avis, on pourrait rajouter un poil. Si tu as plus de poids, c'est un diff
Avant droit.
Avant gauche. Parce que je bloque dans tous les gauches. Tous les gauches,
Ah ouais?
tous les gauches. Ouais. Cœur droit, le 11, le 13. Tu vois, j'ai toujours la roue intérieure, elle est très dure à garder.
Ok, Paul Lou, juste pour info, on a instinct sur les pneus et tu partiras avec mid-fuel 35 litres. Entre 6 et 7 tours. Si tu as besoin de plus, tu me dis. La priorité pour le driving avant de passer en pneu neuf.
So now let's focus on another team, Cool Racing. They're running one LMP2 car and two LMP3 cars in ELMS this year. We matched up two of their drivers. Antoine Dauquin, he's 17 years old and he was promoted up from Michelin Le Mans Cup, and the gentleman driver Michael Benham, to find out a little bit more about them.
Le Mans Cup last year here, we were leading by a lot and we got a mechanic failure.
Barcelona 2019. I don't like flying. Francois GTR.
I would say the Porsche 919.
Ooh, that's good. Toyota Yaris GR.
I didn't get my license yet.
So a push bike. Ooh, good question. Le Mans Spa.
I'm gonna be very original and do same as Michael.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Probably still Duncan, Tappy.
Let's say most miss. I do my first race with him and he's nice. Nicolas Pierre.
Right now, Malta's good for me. My favourite, Newcastle United.
Marseille. Sports, all sports.
My family.
To win the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
24 hours, baby.
There's been no stopping this next driver since her very first outing for Iron Dames at the beginning of last year. Sarah Bovey has been on fire. Now, we caught up with the Belgian driver who told us all about this fairy tale that was last year and, of course, her expectations for this season.
While 6 laps, finish it and Sarah. That's the master time. Unless there is a major balance issue with the car, we stop in the garage only once for the installation lap check, and the rest of the session will be outside the garage.
We expect to stop quite long in the pit, so between all the drivers. So we're gonna do some driver change because we haven't done much.
Sorry, just coming back on the stop on 45 degrees. How do we do for the driver change? We wait for the car to be back in position, right? So the driver that is going in the car, wait for the car to be back in position parallel before going for the driver change. Okay, like it's a lot. No. Michelin Le Mans Cup was already a huge step for me, coming out of nowhere. Then switching to the GTE, it's a car that I'm usually looking on TV, you know, like it's the best GT car in the world for me. A lot of downforce, a lot of speed.
Recovery 10 and neutral again, and recovery 10 and neutral again to deactivate the sanction.
Confirm, install up the radio check.
Copy, copy. Hold on the 7, this twin, hold on the 6. Sarah, you have 1P2 and 1P3 behind you. I increase DC? Confirm, and you can also use DC6 in T14.
Whatever happened after that was just incredible. Here everybody is working towards the same goals. Deborah's ambition is limitless in terms of pushing women in motorsport.
NG recovery 10 plus neutral, NG recovery 10 plus neutral, and box, is a normal stop parallel, confirm. Copy.
It's crazy to be part of such a massive positive amount of energy. Let's do a podium in Le Mans, let's try to finish top 3 in the 3 championship where we are racing in. So what is great is to be part of a project that allows us to achieving these dreams.
It's always fascinating to know how teams react during a qualifying session. So we followed one team and went behind the scenes to see how they reacted to their team qualifying.
Good luck, mate.
Good luck.
30 seconds, under 30 seconds to start qualifying for LMP2 cars. Three, 2, 1. LMP2 qualifying session has started.
The tyre pressure is a little bit low, so you can feel tyre temperature pressure, so you can work the car in the last sector.
Come on, mate. Nice.
T1 by 10.5, so you are purple sector 1. Box, we push the box. What do you need? Make sure you got a big enough gap. Red flag, so full course yellow to box. Red flag, full course yellow to box.
No.
That's the end of the session, Tom. So we are P2, 1/10 off. Good job, mate. Fucking good job. Luckily, there were cars in the last corner who were going to jump us on the second tyre and it went red flag.
Yeah, exactly. Got to be happy with where we're starting.
What do you play? We have pit board, we can display across the start finish line.
We're ready to get the ELMS season underway here in Le Castellet in LMP2. Matthias Besch put the TDS Racing Viant car in pole position. In LMP3, Malte Jakobsen was the quickest for Cool Racing. And in LMGTE, Memo Gidley clinched the very first pole for Rinaldi Racing. So Let's go racing.
We are moments from the start of the 2022 European Le Mans Series. On pole, white and blue, Timo van der Helm for TDS Racing by Viant. Phil Hansen alongside for United Autosports. Row 2, New Boys Prema with Lorenzo Colombo taking the start, and Sally Jolic for Racing Team Turkey. The lights are off, we go green, away we go. Great start from Lorenzo Colombo for Prema, challenging for the lead, trying to go the long way round the outside of the TDS Racing driver, cuts across. He's going to have to give that place back to Timo van der Helm. Phil Hansen right behind in the 22 United Autosports car. What an ambitious start for Lorenzo Colombo. He's going to have to give those places back though. Oh look, he's a little wide into turn 5. The lead pair go through. He's back to third. Early trouble for United Autosports, James Maguire. This is the final corner. Looks like he's been looped around in LMP3. Could well have been some contact there. GT lead battle, Pierre Arret out front from pole. Sarah Bovey on the inside in the pink Iron Dames. Ferrari goes by. Christian Ried for second. Andrew Harrianto right there. Absolute Racing Porsche in fourth place. That's your top 4. And Sarah Bovey looks to have got the move done just before the safety car. James Maguire receiving treatment. That bottom right corner still not looking entirely well attached. Replay, I'm sure there was contact there from the rear, spinning Maguire round. On board with the Oman Racing Aston, and Sam de Haan having contact there as well as everybody tries to avoid the spinner. And it looked fairly inconsequential, but the Aston stopped right after the turn. That's why the safety car's out, so they can rescue the stricken car. We go back to green flag racing here in Paul Ricard on a beautiful sunny Easter Sunday. Fabulous weather conditions, absolutely perfect for racing. Pierre Arret still leading in GTE, but look how close Sarah Bovey is. All Ferrari battle. Sarah Bovey for Iron Dames, and Pierre Arret, the founder of Adobe Wineries, who's been racing GT cars for more than 25 years. Lead battle, Phil Hansen on the attack as well. Timo van der Helm runs out wide into double droite de Beausset, and Hansen pounces immediately. The United Autosports driver piled on the pressure through Senior, forced a mistake from TDS Racing by Viant, and Sarah Bovey into Senior behind Pierre Arret. Attacking there in the fastest corner on the circuit, and Arret runs out a little wide. Christian Ried right behind in the Proton Porsche, and Bovey looks on the inside into de Beausset. A long double apex right-hander, but now they go left. And through Bondour, she loses the overlap, but she has not lost the initiative. She is attacking hard, and Pierre Arret is defending with all he's got. Into the left-hander, Virage de Tours. She's got the inside line. Does she manage to complete the pass? She does. And Sarah Bovey leads in the Iron Dames Ferrari. And this is our lead battle in LMP3. Changing hands, Maurice Smith, Cool Racing number 17, losing out to Charlie Cruz from Inter Europol competition. Safety car out because of this huge moment for Horst Felbermayr. Big impact with the wall for the Austrian driver in the RLR M Sport machine. Well, that is a tough break for the team. Second safety car in the first 20 minutes of this 4-hour race then. Everybody needs a little moment to get themselves settled down back into green flag racing, but that will take a while before the RLR M Sport car can be recovered. So safety car leading the field down the straight as everybody is bunched up once more. Drivers in the cars focusing on that restart then. Drivers yet to get in are carbing up. This is newcomer Guilherme Oliveira from Portugal at Inter Europol. We should soon be able to go racing again.
Green, green. Reminder, no overtaking before the line. No overtaking before the line.
Phil Hansen leads them away again for United Autosports. Tiemann van der Helm not close with TDS, but look at the battle for third. Lorenzo Colombo for Primo and Fabio Scherer, the green and yellow Inter Europol car, up from 9th on the grid. Making a real race of it as we get back to green flag for third place. Prema under pressure here. Number 13 Inter Europol car leading in LMP3 as well in 18th place. Here's the battle for third. Lapped number 3 United car right in front. 3 wide behind from left to right. Tom van Rompuy on the inside. Then Maurice Smith and Nick Adcock outside him with the Dayglow yellow highlights. There go the lead 2. And they're going inside the lapped United car. Making up a spot there, Jean-Ludwig Foubert, the 27 Cool Racing car. Both the Cool Racing cars black with those white fenders. They move on up the order. Right behind the pink Ferrari of Sarah Bovey. You can see her there carving her way through traffic, and then it's an all-Porsche battle. Christian Ried in second with the sort of bronzy highlights. Andrew Harrianto runs out a little wide. He's going to lose third place, is he? No, he's not. Comes back on in front of Piero Retz Rinaldi Racing Ferrari, the car that was started on pole position. Eric goes a long way round the outside for third, though. This is brave. Fantastic racing in all 3 classes. Oh, what a big looping spin for Michael Fassbender in the other Proton Porsche. Let's ride with him then. Oh, a little too much curb there, perhaps. This weekend in Le Castellet, all the European Le Mans Series teams are using a brand new fuel being debuted by the official supplier Total Energy.
More than happy to introduce this weekend the new fuel, the XLM Racing 100, which is the first racing fuel 100% certified renewable, only made of wine residue and agriculture wastes. So we've developed this new technology in the last 2 years, be able to transform the residue into ethanol, then ethanol into biofuels, and then be able to formulate a racing fuel and send the fuel for testing with the car manufacturer.
Freshly replenished, out of the pits comes Lorenzo Colombo for Prema Racing. Tiemann van der Helm, TDS Racing by Vaillant, goes by. And that is the battle now for the overall race lead. Whoa, huge moment exiting senior for Cool Racing, Jean-Ludwig Foubert. All those coloured stripes are extraordinarily abrasive. It's like a cheese grater that rips the tyres apart, and the tyre is now ripping the car apart, and there is debris on the racetrack. Well, Foubert makes it back to the pit lane. Hopefully not too much damage done, but the safety car is out for the 3rd time. And that may change the face of the pit stop strategies. We're not even 1 hour in. See the damage it did to that tyre. Absolutely ripped it to pieces. Now the wave around for cars in their class that have been lapped. They get to rejoin at the end. TDS lead, Inter Europol and Iron Lynx. Those are the 3 class leading cars. Back to green flag racing and into hour 2 of this race we go. Tiemann van der Helm leading them across the line. Lorenzo Colombo weaving in the Prema car, trying to get that heat back into the tyres. Still just ahead of Fabio Scherer from Inter Europol. Don't forget, that Inter Europol car started 9th on the grid, now up to 3rd, and Inter Europol also leading in LMP3. Battle here for 5th, Julien Canal with the white highlights on the 65 Panis car. Red, white and blue united. Phil Hansen goes a long way round the outside in Virage de la Tour and sneaks up into 5th place. Double droite de Beausset and John Falp on the inside for Algarve Pro, trying to avoid contact with Rob Hodes in the Team Virage car, but couldn't miss him. They both go around and lose ground. Adrian Keeler in the pit lane at Euro International, left rear puncture. Now, is that debris? Is that contact? Has he had a spin and shredded it somewhere? Either way, put a kink in their battle. Sarah Bovey leading in GTE, heading into the pit lane for the first of their driver changes. What a great opening stint from the Belgian driver. heading into the pits as the leader. Battle between Yiffy in the Cool Racing car with the blue highlights on top and Phil Hansen, United Autosports. This is for 5th place. Hansen trying to hang on, but the Chinese driver squeezes through into the S's. LMP3 leaders in the pit lane, Matthias Kapczyk for Inter-Europol and Tony Wells on the left. Reigning Le Mans Cup champion with Nielsen Racing. And Nielsen's LMP2 car is coming in with a left rear problem. That's a puncture for Rodrigo Sales. Inter-Europol's Fabio Scherer in 3rd place, still in LMP2, but look, there's 2 cars behind him in the slipstream. Sophia Flörsch with the blue highlights and Yiffy. They're both getting a monster tow down the Mistral. Flörsch goes outside, Yiffy goes inside, 3 wide into Senior. Will this work? Through they go, yes! Yiffy picks up 2, Sophia Flörsch picks up 1, and right behind Phil Hansen also gets a spot. Inter-Europol's Fabio Scherer loses 3 places there. That was epic.
3, 2, 1. Full course yellow, full course yellow.
Well, this won't close everybody up like the safety car. It keeps them in their position because they all do the same 80 kilometres an hour. Duncan Cameron in trouble in the Spirit of Race Ferrari, sitting down a little low on the right front as he had contact. The BHK Motorsport car looked like it was going relatively slowly as well. I think there may be some debris. The marshal looking for a gap in traffic there. And that means the pit lane is open. Lorenzo Colombo handing over to 30 Habsburg at Prema Racing. TDS Racing Vaillant in as well. Philippe Cimadomo takes over, the French driver. Full tank of fuel and fresh tyres await the new driver. So wholesale pit stops from the top half dozen. I'm sure more will follow. And how will this shake up the order? Some come in, some are leaving. There's the 93 Proton Porsche. New tail going on, or tail being reattached to Racing Team Turkey by the TF Sport crew. Their stop completed. And Prema number 9 back at the top of the pile, still under caution.
3, 2, 1. Full course yellow removed, full course yellow removed.
And wherever they are around the circuit, everybody now immediately picks up and tries to get back up to full speed. There is the number 9 car leading the race. Battle for second. Cimadomo under pressure from Niklas Kreuten runs out very wide. Philippe Cimadomo, the rookie here, didn't have enough heat in the front tyres, I suspect, and just didn't have the grip in Senior. And Cool Racing then move on up to second place. Prema Racing still lead. Let's hear now from Lorenzo Colombo.
Yeah, it was a tricky start. It was my first ever time to do a start in ELMS, and to be honest, I really enjoyed it. I almost passed P1 at the start, but then I got forced wide. I need to give back the position. But yeah, so far so good. I kept my head down all the stint. I was managing tires and fuel all the time, just following what the engineer and crew told me to do. And now with Ferdi, I think I gave in the car in a good, comfortable position. And he's still driving with many zeros around him, so it will be a pretty easy stint for him. And yeah, to be honest, my job was just to keep the car in front, don't do mistakes, and just be consistent.
Problems for Andrew Bentley in the number 3 United car, trying to follow a P2 car past a rival. Misjudges it, spins and loses more ground. It is Rinaldi Racing in charge again in GTE. Mimo Gidley leading from Michael Fassbender, and Sarabovi in the Iron Lynx Ferrari in 3rd. 10th place Marcus Pommer in the blue BHK car, trying to get around the Inter-Europol LMP3 machine. It's a bit wayward, he squeezes by, under pressure from Hugo de Wilde and Alessio Rivera, who are right behind. 5th place battle in P2, Nicolas Jamin for Panis, ahead of Sophia Flörsch for Algarve Pro. Hugo de Wilde making good progress. Next target, Philippe Cimadomo, TDS Racing by Vaillant in the penultimate turn. And de Wilde launches it down the inside into Virage Dupont, picks up 9th place right behind BHK Motorsport, but Marcus Pommer runs out wide, has to go around the tyres, doesn't gain an advantage there. Philip Cimadomo with more pressure in the rearview mirrors, this time from the 22 United Autosports car of Duncan Tappy. This is now for 11th place. 11th for United, down to 12th TDS Racing. And getting ready for more driver changes. On crutches, there's Matt Griffin, Spirit of Race Ferrari driver. Hope he's feeling okay enough to drive. Race leader Ferdinand Habsburg for Prema Racing on their debut in the European Le Mans Series. Nicolas Kreuthen for Cool Racing in second. Nico Jamin up to third for Panis. All these cars with 3 driver crews, well, all bar one. Let's hear from Sophia Flörsch.
Yeah, normally you have 3 drivers on a car, we're just 2, which is actually, well, more driving, so it's cool because you're quite happy, you want to drive as much as possible. So yeah, special thing is I think because we're 2 silvers racing against some platinum and gold drivers, but obviously we're quite strong, so we're enjoying a lot. I didn't really know Ben that much before, but we're getting along really, really good, and yeah, worked quite hard this week, so trying our best to finish as much front as possible.
GT stop, Michael Fassbender handing over the Proton competition car to teammate Richard Leitz. The Austrian veteran gets aboard. Nicolas Kreuthen working his way through the GTE traffic. Ferrari on Porsche battle ahead of him. Trying to get by the 77. Little touch there from the Kessel Racing Ferrari, the car guy's machine behind. Doesn't look like it would have caused any damage for either car though. Just a little bit to unsettle Kreuthen. Take a look again. Doesn't look like much contact. Maybe the right front of the Ferrari taking a little bit of the brunt of the damage. Massed exodus from the pits. Out comes the number 9 Prema Racing car. Just into the second half of the race. Number 9 leads overall. There's the number 13 car that leads in LMP3 with Charlie Cruz. And Sarah Bovey not in shot in the Iron Lynx Ferrari. She's our GTE leader. Could Prema be on their way to a debut win? We'll have to wait a while to find out. As the pits comes, the Iron Dames car of Rahel Frey was the leader when it came in, now dropped to third during the stop, and right behind is the Oman Racing Aston Martin. Enrique Chavez with warm tyres all over the curbs, goes up the inside, looking for third place, and through he goes. A mixed day for Oman Racing by TF Sport. The other car only lasted a single lap.
Attention pit wall, stop and go penalty, car 51. Car 51, stop and go penalty for contact with car 47.
Battle for second place, 65, Nico Jamin and Nicolas Kreuthen. Both have been making good progress in their stints. Panis Racing just ahead of Cool Racing. And that penalty for Team Virage and Rob Hodes is going to set the 51 car back a long way. Duncan Tappy on the inside of Nicolas Kreuthen moves up to third place. Great move by Tappy. And look at the Panis Racing car now. Nico Jamin all over the back of Ferdy Habsburg. Jamin working really hard for Panis. Charging down the Mistral straight, trying to pick up a slipstream off the LMP3 cars, off the GTE cars, off anything in front. Prema needs to go and pick up the toe off the Iron Dames Ferrari, does so. There's the Oman Racing Aston next up. And there is the Panis Racing car as well. Good driving by Rahel Frey, kept out of the way. Panis still chasing for the lead. Number 9, the Prema Racing car, Ferdinand Habsburg, goes by the Rinaldi Racing Ferrari. One more car between itself and Nico Jamin, and Jamin can't get through the slowest corner on the circuit. Now he is free to attack, but he's lost a couple of vital car lengths. Not going to be a challenge down into the S's on this lap at any rate. Here's the battle for third place. Cool Racing's Nicolas Kreuthen being caught by Algarve Pro's Bent Viscal. The Panis Tech 1 crew watching the lead battle as we watch the Cool Racing Algarve Pro battle for the third podium spot. Bent Viscal charging hard. And it looks as though they're both getting decent breaks in the traffic. The battle remains alive, as does the battle for the lead.
We know the speed of Nicolas and hope after job, but he did very well. The pit stop was very good. We don't change some tires compared with another one. Let's to the end if is the way to go, but we're very pleased, but now is still long, 1 hour and a half, but we're very pleased for the job we're doing in the moment.
Into Europol, still in charge in LMP3, Guilherme Oliveira, the rookie from Portugal, nearly 15 seconds now ahead of Finn Gerschitz in the United Autosports number 2 as Sophia Flörsch gets herself ready for her next stint. Riding on board in the battle in GTE, there is the Iron Lynx car of Rahel Frey ahead of Richard Lietz as we're on board the 93 Proton Competition Porsche. Traffic behind, look in the driver's rear view camera. Green means they're safe, red means they're very close behind you, and the arrows show which side they're coming. Great battle for third. James Allen, a little bit of extra motivation for him. Riding on board again with Richard Lietz along the Mistral Straight, picking up the tow. And you saw the arrow showing which side the faster car was going as the LMP2 United car goes by, but so too Richard Lietz passes Rahel Frey. It exports. Patrick Pilet hits his marks, ready for a driver change, full service. And Louis Delatraz is ready to take over at Prema, the 2021 European Le Mans Series champion, with a brand new team, new co-drivers. Takes over from Ferdy Habsburg. Jaap van Uytert will take over at Panis from Nico Jamin. Tech 1 running that car and the TDS by Vaillant car. Prema, the first race day in the ELMS for them, and they're doing a great job. Panis were the leaders coming in from Prema. So much in endurance racing is about the team and how they operate in the pit lane and when there are problems. And Prema come out with a slight advantage over Panis. United's number 22 car, this is Duncan Tappy, the current race leader, but on a slightly different fuel schedule. So Tappy needs to keep the speed up as long as he can on these very worn tyres. Lead battle being joined now. Duncan Tappy for United Autosports, caught by Louis Delatraz. The Prema Racing number 9 machine has full tanks but much fresher tyres. Here he comes down the Mistral Straight. Ironically, they're going to start picking up a tow from one of United's LMP3 cars. Will that play a part? No, Delatraz has already made his move, determined to have the inside line into Senior at 270 kilometres an hour. And he turns in the lead ahead of Duncan Tappy. Well, they look pretty cool on the pit wall, but that was a big move from Louis Delatraz. And Duncan Tappy did well to hang on. Nicolas Varone, the Argentine driver in Rinaldi Racing, they are back in charge of GTE. Don't forget, this is the Ferrari that started on pole position. They are having a great day. Oh, trouble for DKR's Sebastian Alvarez. The Mexican is in the gravel. Oh, loops it around onto the Mistral, just trying to carry more speed than the tyres would give him grip for.
3, 2, 1. Full course yellow, full course yellow.
He's definitely going to need a tow out of there, isn't he? And that's a real shame for DKR. A little over-ambitious with the throttle, and it's going to cost them a lot. DKR so successful with LMP3, multiple, in fact 3 times successive Michelin Le Mans Cup champions with LMP3 cars. Unfortunately, it's a tough day at the office for number 4. Archer's doing a little bit of clearing up work as well. So various bits of housekeeping. Somebody's lost a bit of the underfloor plank. Number 4 being ready to be released. There will be gravel everywhere. Look at it coming out of the back of the car. Drivers are asked to try and shake as much of it off the circuit as possible. Looking back from Proton's Zachary Robichon's view, you saw the Iron Dames Ferrari right there.
3, 2, 1. Full course yellow removed. Full course yellow removed.
So battle rejoins. 93 and 83, this is for third place. Don't forget Richard Leitz took third from Rahel Frey before they had their driver change. And there is the Iron Dames Ferrari out of the final corner. Race leader Louis Delatraz now nearly 8 seconds ahead of Panis and Job van Uitert. Joshua Cagill's view of the Mistral Straight and the change for the LMP3 lead as Nicola Pino for Inter-Europol goes by. Job van Uitert in second, being chased by Nicolas Lapierre for Cool Racing. Nico has lost none of his speed or guile over the years, has he? And van Uitert will be doing well to hold him off. Still the Prema Racing car, 8 seconds out front. All eyes though on the battle for second. It is a little over 1.2 seconds at the line. Battle for fourth in traffic, the red car, Charlie Eastwood, Racing Team Turkey, grey and red, Edex Sport on the flanks of Paul Chatin. Chatin with the inside line, and through he goes. Right there is the AF Corsa car as well. That's Nick Nielsen trying to get in on the act. Charlie Eastwood comes back underneath the Edex Sport car, but this time Paulu has the inside line. Can't get the traction he needs to get the power down though. Fantastic three-way squabble. Eastwood leads onto the Mistral Straight. Pit stop for the leader on the right. Charlie Eastwood trying to hang on. One car in either mirror. The Edex Sport car goes through. Paul Chatin up to fourth. And on the inside for fifth is Nick Nielsen. And right behind is the 22 United car as well. So Charlie Eastwood for Racing Team Turkey with his hands really busy. Nick Nielsen has gone by him, so too Paul Chatin, and now he's desperately trying to hang on in front of the United number 22 car. Fraught stuff for Charlie Eastwood, he and Team Turkey in only their second year in LMP2. Pitting from the lead, number 19 Algarve Pros, Bent Viscal. And that puts the number 9 car of Louis Delatraz and Prema Racing back at the top of the pile, ahead of the 65 Panis car. But where will Algarve Pro come out in the mix? Pit stop clock is still running. Louis Delatraz doing another strong job here. Out comes the Algarve Pro car ahead of Panis. They're in second place, but not by much. And on cold tyres, the Panis car with hot rubber. This is going to be a tough job. Stewie Cox, the Algarve Pro team boss, loving that. Come on, boys. Job van Uitert for Panis in the slipstream. Bent Viscal being brave. Cold tyres, first time into senior. Nicola Varone for Rinaldi Racing leading in GTE, 77 in second place. The Proton competition Porsche ahead of the 93 Proton car. Here is Nico Lapierre queuing up to have his go at Charlie Eastwood. The Racing Team Turkey car run by TF Sport. Like Eastwood, renowned for their GTE abilities. Eastwood going the long way round. The Porsche has to run off track, and that'll make the tyres dirty and less grippy. But it does put metalwork between himself and Nico Lapierre for at least one corner. There's the Cool Racing team watching their man in a white and blue machine. Charlie Eastwood gets a little bit held up again by the car guys Ferrari, and through goes Lapierre. Charlie Eastwood in the slipstream though. Watch the red car, pulls out early. Is he going to be able to find the pace to go by? He is not, and what's more, he loses another spot. Through goes 31. And that is the TDS Vaillant car that started on pole. Battle is a light for the lead in GTE. There is the red Ferrari. Right behind is the black and bronze Proton competition Porsche of Jimmy Bruni, 77, closing in fast for the lead in the category. Last lap of the leader. And we're about to start the last lap for GTE as well. The Porsche is coming. Can the Ferrari hang on for another 6 kilometers? Jimmy Bruni is a tough man to hold back despite all the traffic flying around their ears. There goes the Racing Team Turkey car, and Bruni laser focus on the back of the Ferrari. A lap to go to decide GTE. A lap to go to decide LMP3. A lap to go to decide the race and LMP2. Well, P2 battles all the way down the order, but here is the GTE battle. One of these cars should win this race. Rinaldi started from pole. Proton with a head of steam. And the more experienced driver, Nicolas Varrone, from Argentina, trying to hang on for another Ferrari win here. Into senior for the final time comes the Prema Racing number 9 machine. Louis Delatraz, a few corners from home. Not safe yet though, Nicolas Varrone. He leads onto the Mistral. The place you do not want to be on the final lap is giving away the toe. He moves left, he moves right. He's trying to break the toe to the Porsche. It's not happening. And as he goes towards the left to take the racing line, that leaves the door open. But the checkered flag is out. It is going to be victory for Prema Racing in LMP2. They win the 4 Hours of Le Castellet with Louis Delatraz taking the checker. More LMP2 cars getting in the way of the Ferrari. But Nicolas Varrone doing a fantastic job for Rinaldi Racing. Proton Competitions Porsche and Jimmy Bruni, such a fearsome combination. And Jimmy Bruni looking left, right and almost over the top to try and get by. Varrone could have this. It might end up as a last corner pass. He keeps the door closed on the inside at Virage du Pont, but it's a drag race to the line. The Ferrari versus the Porsche. The Ferrari comes off the corner well. Here comes Jimmy Bruni. Is he going to make it to the flag? He does not. Victory for the Ferrari. Rinaldi and Prema celebrate. Confirmation of the result. Prema, Algarve Pro and Panis, the top 3 in the 4 Hours of Le Castellet in LMP2. Cool Racing end up winners over long-time leaders in LMP3 into Europol and United. Rinaldi claim victory for Ferrari ahead of the 2 Proton Competition Porsches. And of our 42 starters, only 4 failed to make it to the flag as classified finishers. Breathless stuff. Ferdy Habsburg and Prema Racing celebrate victory in the 4 Hours of Le Castellet. A well-deserved result on their European Le Mans Series debut for Lorenzo Colombo, Ferdy Habsburg and Louis Delatraz.
Yeah, it's amazing, really. I mean, we had shipping already in WEC, but it's our first race together in ELMS, and I think to start like this for the boys and girls been working all winter like crazy. I mean, it's amazing. I'm really happy. It wasn't easy today, but I think we showed we're here to win, so let's carry on.
Lorenzo Colombo, Ferdy Habsburg and Louis Delatraz delighted to win it for Prema ahead of Sophia Flörsch and Bent Viskel's two-hander for Algarve Pro. Julien Canal, Nico Jamin and Job van Uitert, the third step at a podium for Panis, and they are our top 3 teams in the standings after the first of 6 races. Pro-Am victory went to Racing Team Turkey.
Yeah, thanks. No, it's been a really nice introduction to ELMS. I think we were looking really good in the middle of the race. Got a little bit unlucky with the strategy, but no, we're really happy to still win the Pro-Am class and look pretty comfortable, I think, with that.
Victory going to the number 34 car from Racing Team Turkey, Sally Jolic, Charlie Eastwood and Jack Aitken, Francois Perotto, Nick Nilsson and Alessia Rivera taking second, ahead of TDS, Philippe Chimodomo, Matthias Pesch and Tiemann van der Helm. In GTE, victory went to the pole sitters, Rinaldi Racing, but what a breathtaking finish it was. Not many drivers hold off a fired up Jimmy Bruni, but Nicolas Varrone did exactly that.
Wow, I mean, I think I had better moments finishing than the last lap on the race. Having Bruni behind, he's not. Oh!
the guy right there. That's the man right there.
Perfect job.
Unbelievable.
Perfect job.
Thank you very much, guys, and congratulations.
Thanks.
What a happy bunch of campers, and they all had to play their part. It was never easy. Pierre Eretz, Nicholas Veroni and Memo Gidley the winners, from Christian Ried, Lorenzo Ferrari and Jimmy Bruni. Michael Fassbender, Zachary Robichon and Richard Leeds taking third. 2 Proton Porsches on the podium, but it's Rinaldi who win it and lead the standings. Victory in LMP3 went to Cool Racing, just ahead of long-time leaders into Europol.
Yeah, it was a really nice race. We had
I just jumped out of my skin, guys. Come on.
yeah, the car was just amazing, and yeah, Mo did a fantastic job, and Michael as well. But Michael had unfortunately a drive-through, but we still managed to win the race, so we are really happy.
So, Michael, that last lap, how did it go for you? What was it like watching it?
I'm in shock. We were in shock. We know what he can do, but he always surprises us. That was incredible.
Half the podium into Europol were disqualified because their differential didn't conform to regulations. They've appealed the decision, but for now, the championship has Cool Racing atop it, followed by United's number 2 and RLR Sports car number 5 in third.
What a cracking start to the ELMS season. Well done to all the teams and drivers for putting on a fantastic show. Next round is in Imola in Italy mid-May. So I'll see you there. Ciao.